702 Leacock Road.
There was one other gentleman, I don't know where he went.
Hey, Mr. Lopez, you witnessed the plane crash today? Tell me what you saw, what you heard, what you did, what happened.
Well, basically, I was sitting at a red light, waiting to make a left-hand turn, and just heard a noise. Happened to look up, and there was a plane hitting the light pole right to the right of me. And shortly after that, the airplane hit the pole, came down, did a couple of cartwheels. Almost landed upside down. Fortunately for the passengers inside, landed right on its bottom. And right after the plane came to a complete stop, it just stopped for a second, and then I guess my first reactions were to run over to the plane, see if everybody was okay. Shortly before I got to the plane, the lady who was in the plane got out on her own power, and then we made way to, I guess it was her husband, try to help him get out of the plane, got him out. We sat him down at the middle, the medium, I guess, middle of the street, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, what happened? Did you notify the airport that you were about to make a crash landing?" And he told me, "No, because I just took off and I lost all power." And he took off from the Clow Airport right back here, and I guess since he lost power, what he was trying to do is that he was trying to make an emergency landing back in that open field back there, and he didn't even make it that far because, like I said, he hit this light pole right back here with a Lily Cash sign. And
let me get this straight. You were actually coming north on Weber then?
No, I was about to make a left-hand turn onto Weber. I was sitting right here on.
Okay, so you're going west, or I'm sorry, eastbound on Lily Cash.
I was going eastbound on Lily Cash, about to turn left, going north on Weber. Correct.
A minute or so, not even. You could have been right there.
Well, if it's not for the light pole, he hits me. He hits me and the car right next to me.
Okay, so where did he actually come down at? He spun around?
He spun around. He hit the pole, like I said. Once he hit the pole, he started.
Okay, I see.
The plane turned. When it turned, it kind of came and hit on an angle. And as it hit on an angle, he cartwheeled twice. Okay. As he cartwheeled, spun around, and just came to a complete stop right there.
What was your reaction when you're sitting in the car, probably listening to the radio, sunny day, and all of a sudden the plane
I couldn't believe what was happening. Yeah, I was, because I think, well, you know, it was crazy because every night I see the planes going over my house, and I say to myself, one day one of these planes may not make it to the strip. Lo and behold, I'm sitting at the intersection, and here's a plane about to hit my car, and if it's not for the light pole, I get taken out. So it was just a shocking feeling. I mean, my initial reaction was, I can't believe this is happening. I guess when it all kind of came to a stop, I said I better run over there and make sure he's okay. At first, I didn't think they were going to make it. Not the way the plane was tumbling. There was no way. But it cartwheeled twice. And I said, there's no way those people are going to make it. And
how fast do you think it was going? Good estimate.
I mean, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 miles, because the pole slowed it down immensely. If it wasn't for the pole, it could have been a lot worse. So
it's a miracle it didn't hit any cars.
It is definitely a miracle. A miracle that they were able to walk out in their own power, and a miracle that it didn't hit any of these cars at each intersection. I mean, at each intersection there was cars. I mean, at the point that he hit the pole, I was about to turn left. I looked up, I heard the noise, I said, what is that?
Was there any sign of smoke or fire noise? Any kind of plane?
No, there was smoke from the plane. You know, once it came to a stop, there was no flames. I mean, initially, when we were running to the plane, we're just trying to get there in time to make sure if there's anybody in there, get them out in case, you know, the airplane does happen to blow up, because it was smoking. The mechanics from the airstrip right back here, they got here immediately. One of them ran right into the plane, shut off the engine, did a couple of other things, and
Fire department got
no. Before the fire department got here, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, I think the pilot and his passenger appreciate your efforts today.
Well, you know, I'm just glad everybody's okay. So.
I was right here at where that white van was, and you see the wing of the plane. That's what saved our life. That pole, the plane was coming directly for me and that guy you just got through talking to, and as it came down, he hit, and it was like a bolo bat. It was like hit, and he moved back, but at the same time he moved back, he was coming back forward. That wing came under our cars, just like that van sitting there. Just imagine a plane doing like that. I could have reached it if I was in that kind of man.
Tell me what your reaction was when you were sitting there and seeing the plane come out.
I said, oh my God. I looked at PJ, and I said, oh, no, but it was so surreal the way me and him connected. He looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, and he was like, you know, we didn't say anything, but it was like, and he said, mm-hmm. And I looked at him, and I got out the car. He said I was just white, and he said, and I went straight across the street to the plane, and the lady was like a zombie. She was just walking, and her shoes was off, and she didn't know anything, and I knew she was in shock, so I asked her to sit down. I took her pulse. I could see everything was okay. I just looked at her. You know, I'm a nurse at Edwards, and I just started looking at her, and her toes was
any obvious trauma or anything?
no, like a lot of bleeding. Neither one of them, but the gentleman's neck was he had like, now that I can focus on everything, he had like a line going down the middle of his back, and then I just asked him to please lay down, and he said, that's all he could get out was So I never physically heard any words. The gentleman looked like he was about, I want to say 62, 65. The passenger looked like she was about, I want to say 45, something like that. And she just, from what I could see as a nurse, she just had a like a deep purple mat, you know, like around her arm bruise. It was real bad.
From your experience being a nurse, it doesn't look like anything life-threatening?
No, I think they both would probably be okay.
Minor injuries?
Minor injuries. The gentleman, just from my experience, I think later he might be worse than what he was, but it was all like so split second. The guy from that guy right there, he was the first one here. No, that's PJ, that man with the blue.
Okay,
and me and him from the cloud, and him and me and another guy pulled the pilot out, literally over the wing, and we scooted him back to the wall here, and everybody was worried about it blowing up. So the guy came, 3 or 4 guys in those same uniforms came in and turned off everything.
Yeah, I think he actually was on the radio with the airport.
Okay, because they was here quick. Boy, you know what I think they knew, because now me and PJ found out that he was trying to set down over in the field over there, but he lost power, and then the turn is when he was trying to get back, is when he crashed in front of us and cartwheeled all the way over to that spot, and that wing wasn't there. He flipped on his head. It was surreal. It was just like something out of Bad Boys or Independence Day, and I'll never forget the sound that plane made when it hit in front of us. It was like,
do me a favor, can you say it's what